guys, right on time. It's 9 p.m. on Tuesday, and we are back on the Man United agenda. And we are talking all things Man United. And with us today is bath time again. Bath time, we're cherishing these moments because you'll soon be gone on your summer holidays. So, yes.
I'm glad you added on my summer holidays instead of insinuating Mr. B's lost patience with me and has put a hit
No,
you're leaving us tomorrow. Your last day tomorrow, bath time?
No,
yeah, I think so.
Oh, was it your last one? Hold on, sorry. Have I got the dates wrong? Didn't I have 28th in my diary?
Yeah, but I also want a break. So
No. You work up until the 28th, bath time.
Okay, all right.
And then...
Oh dear.
That's cool. You need it. You've earned. It's well earned, man. And then you're doing your. I was gonna say. I saw beginning. You're actually. Are you not playing any preseason games, bath time?
I'm not. No, because of the head injury that I got, I need 6 months off.
Okay.
So, like, my team will be playing pre-season games and stuff like that. I might play some five-a-side, but I just really enjoy heading footballs, so I'm not allowed to do it until I think the last week of August, first week of September.
Oh yeah, and your season starts halfway through, innit? Ours is 14th last start, so yeah. Okay.
And Mr. B, you've been on a management course, FA course, about safeguarding. Is that right?
You're an ass. Yes, it's something that I have to do for my club on Monday. I'm surprised that you haven't had to do. I'm wondering. I'm now beginning to wonder if that Middlesex FA is a bit dodgy. You know what I mean? But yeah, look, it's just a course that had to be done. It was supposed to be an hour, so I did expect to join you guys. But with the level of brain cells within the people of my club, it ended up taking 3 hours. So look, it is what it is. It's something that's done. I've got a little tick there by my fan number for all you people who know what a fan number is. If you don't know, tut. So yeah.
Everyone in the club will be under your wings, safe in the knowledge that you will look after them.
Oh, if you see some of the stuff that they had down there, I'm a complete shit.
It's really, I mean, yeah, I suppose these things are good to put in place, but yeah, it's a bit too much sometimes, you know. It's common sense. I mean, what we were doing in the 50s, 60s, 70s. Well, actually, there was a lot of issues back then. So maybe, yeah. Right.
Mr. I agree with your point, though, Amondo. I don't like red tape that stops people from playing football.
That's what they've turned it into.
Yeah, that's what I understand. There's got to be protections and stuff, but if you just want to join a football club or you want to run a football club, I don't think you should be taking exams to do it. Like, just get the subs sorted out, make sure everyone's on time, and just play a game. It's annoying, I think.
Okay. I was trying to think all the things that you can safeguard against. So is it the weather? Is it the footwear?
Tsunamis?
Hurricanes? I don't know. But anyway, over to United Philosophy. Stefan in the house. How you doing? Did someone safeguard you by spotting you in the gym earlier?
No safeguarding. I didn't get much of a workout done. It's a small gym and there was about 250 people in it, so not too much needed. Probably over capacity, but what can you do? But yeah, all good and looking forward to tonight's show. Workout done, food done. Let's get on with it.
Can we see a little flex? Oh, there you go. There you go.
He's so calm. He's so calm. Look, he said once the intensity's on, and then he just suddenly.
All right. Backed up with biceps, please. All right. Welcome everyone to this chat. We got Bilo saying we could have Anana and Fafana, but we got James. We sold James Garner. Bart's telling him off for that. How you doing, Bart? Simon Warner in the house. Missed the stream last night, no problem. You're here now. That's all that matters. He's saying here that apparently Bayern rejected the bid for De Ligt. Hopefully the first bid. Andrew Williams, how you doing, sir? He's saying, all right, boys, we're good, thank you, we're good. And Bilal is saying here some weird French laws. Apparently we won't be seeing any morning Olympics.
That's down to working hours. They won't let them double up.
Ah.
You know, normally they have no problem with French law. It's something to do with their working hours. So there's some of them are skipping, or they're trying to get other reporters out there and hosts out there to so they can split the days in it.
So we won't be seeing any sort of morning athletics or anything like that.
I'm just not sure there's going to be anybody bloody talking.
Oh wow. Okay, that's crazy. All right, big up Stephanie Griffiths as well. And last one here, Simon Warner saying PSG wants to sign Sancho and Bruno according to the BBC website, which is, would you say BBC website, Stephanie, is like legit? I'd say.
I think it depends. Like, there's BBC Sports News, and then there's the gossip column or something they call it.
Yeah, I always go to that.
Yeah, I feel like gossip columns decent, but like the further down you scroll, like you start to end up in people's blogs and random Twitter accounts and stuff. Like, so, and anything after the first 5 or 6 like stories, I wouldn't look at it in too much depth, like, because you will just end up with some guy like who writes for a made up newspaper with 15 followers on Twitter, with all them being bots, just saying that United's going to buy everybody. I don't know.
It's all collated, is it?
Some of it is like it's just like the aggregating accounts and Twitter and stuff. You know, they just go and get every story. They must do it like with AI or something. Just any story in the last 24 hours with Man United, the name just ends up on the timeline. But I don't know.
Big up to Jackie, by the way, saying, "Wow, muscles." She caught a glimpse of that. Opinion, Mr. B looking sharp. Love Island with bath time, and Mr. Rare Groove Yabba. How you doing, Jackie? Love to see you in the house. And Kerwin saying, "Yes, ladies." Thank you very much. All right, let's start with something short and kind of cheerful. I like this one. Remember we talked about Chico Obi Martin, the youngster who scores enough goals for Arsenal. He's leaving the club. It's been confirmed now that he's actually leaving, and obviously we know he came and visited Carrington, and he's obviously been touted all around Europe, a couple of clubs in Germany as well. So he's 6'2". He's banged in like 38 goals in sort of 12 appearances or something silly like that. I know he scored 10 against Liverpool, but Bath Time confirmed.
I love the way Bath Time just dropped that in there. Forget about the other 28 goals in the games that he scored, but he scored 10 goals against me.
But he scored 7 against Norwich, so I just want to throw that in as well. So let's discuss this. So look, how feasible is this? This is good look for us that we're sort of taking one of our rivals' better players.
We haven't taken him, though, have we? He's left on a free. He's
actually leaving. He's leaving on a free.
He hasn't decided to come to us. This could be a public slap in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you afraid to talk about it then, guys?
No, I think you know my thoughts on this. I hate the fact that teenage boys are being sort of commodified into like getting wins over Arsenal and things like that. He's a talented young man. Just leave him alone and let's see where he is when he's 21 or something like that. I don't like what I see as child trafficking.
He has to play for somewhere, though. He has to play.
Yeah.
He can't just disappear.
No, but I think it's unseemly for Twitter and social media and fan channels to get involved with literal children, saying like this is the next big thing and so on, and making it into a huge story. He's a child.
Yeah.
Stefan, I mean, don't say you agree with Bath Time. Have you seen his goal record?
I've seen his goal record, like, yeah. I do agree with Bath Time, but like, you know, it kind of brings up memories of whenever we got McNeil. Like, I think he scored something like 600 goals for City before the under-18 level, and everybody was going like, what have we just signed? And like, I don't know if like injuries and pressure and stuff has like got him and stuff as well, but if we put our minds back maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I think everybody was like, this guy's gonna be the next big thing, and maybe it was too much on a literal child as well. I think he was maybe like 16 when he signed for us, so like similar age, coming from a rival club as well. So yeah, look, I mean, if it happens, give him time, and if you don't see him for 2 or 3 years or whatever, just literally see what happens and just let him grow and develop at his own pace. You know, it shouldn't be a big fight and a big debate. And I do feel like this is something that's going on in football at the minute. Like, I've seen there was MLS teams giving debuts to 14-year-olds and stuff. And going, it's like a race to the bottom to try get the youngest players on the pitch, just so you can turn around and like gloat about it online, or hopefully that like some big team will say, this guy's 14 playing first team football, let's go sign him or whatever. But I think you just got to remember, like, they are literal children, like, so just take them out of the spotlight, let them just turn into whatever they're going to be in terms of a footballer. That's my take on it. Like, but
yeah, I mean, there's two that come to my mind. One everyone should know, which is Freddie Adu. Like that, everyone should know that. Like my theory on Freddie Adu is that he was probably a year or two older than his age group, and that's why. Like, so I think he came from Ghana, and and like maybe 20 years ago, 30 years ago, there was a lot of issues about birth certificates in the Premier League with players, and I've always thought that Freddie Adu wasn't 15, he was 17 or something, and that's why he got. The other one is a guy that you lot probably won't know called Nicolas Milan. He played for a team in Chile called Colo Colo, which is the biggest team in Chile. And I think
they win me a lot of money on my bets.
Well, Colo Colo.
Yeah.
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 I absolutely hate them. Anytime they won something, I used to live on this road called 11 de Septiembre, the 11th of September, which has different connotations in Latin America. Every time they won, they used to go and like have a massive Latin American riot at the end of the street, and they used to get tear gassed. And about an hour later, it would drift into my apartment. It was absolutely awful. It was absolutely awful. But they had a player who he was either 14 or 15 when he made his debut, and he was absolutely destroyed by all the publicity and all the things around him. He never really went on to do anything. No, Andrew, that's something else. So I think, look, Bart's brought up another one here, Ansu Fati. Maybe we could put Janusai into ours. I just think that, like with the kids, just leave them alone and let them develop, and don't put all this on them, Amonde.
Oi, United, leave them kids alone. As they say.
No, you leave the kids
alone. Oi, Yabba, leave them kids alone. Okay, a couple of good ones here. You're asking how old is he? Because I think we've got OTT with this at age. He's actually 16, but he's playing under 18s level, and every level he's smashing it. He's 6'2". Obviously, he's bigger than the average guys his age, but I think the development's big there. He's got rave reviews, so I'm not dismissing him or just saying he's going to be another sort of a flop. We got Yamal. Bilal said you don't always have a Yamal who's fantastic. I can't think of a player that young having that much impact since maybe Rooney or Pele or something on the white side. Amazing at 15 doesn't actually mean amazing at 20. Mr. B, what is the transition you have to make from being a good youth to actually making it into senior side?
Being able to take a kicking. let's be honest. When if you've got whippersnappers, you want to test their mettle. Even now, at this age, I say when those little kids come, I say to my boys, stick them off the pitch. Stick them off the pitch. Our refs, they're not booking. They're still not booking for the first tackle, which is great. It's just like so the first one at our level tends to be not a free one, but as long as it's not reckless, and you test their mettle. I got my mettle tested a lot. Me and my younger brother. There's a couple of guys in my team who his mettle is getting tested, but that's what you do. I just think it's a mentality thing. You grow into but obviously you grow at different levels, probably grow into it, but I think it's a mentality thing on Monday. You've got to be able to take and learn to shut your mouth. Okay,
so there's so many people, so many young kids that are blowing up and don't make it. Like Stefan said, here's Charlie McNeil and Martial Rashford, end of career. Sorry, Charlie playing with Martial and Rashford. That was the end of the career. Obviously, Fati was mentioned. Bojan, I remember him at Barcelona.
Oh yeah.
Jong was a highly rated youngster, but these two were fantastic, weren't they? I think they sort of set the benchmark.
So would you say they were the exception?
Yeah.
What did they do at that age? I mean, Rooney in 2004. In 1998, Michael Owen scored that goal against Argentina. I mean, you can't top that, can you guys?
I mean, Rooney is the best 17-year-old since Pele.
Yeah, I think he was just
Yeah.
And Owen is a Ballon d'Or winner who I think had like back-to-back 20-goal seasons in the Premier League before he was 20. I mean, those players would have made it regardless of anything, I think.
Yeah. Okay, we're fed up with the youth. Shall we move on to adults now and see what's going on?
Hopefully.
Yeah, let's see what's going on in the rumor mill. Here's one for you. This is definitely an adult. Look at the size of this guy. He's almost as big as our boy Stefan.
Half time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Monaco revising the asking price for Fofana amidst Milan and Man United interest. AC Milan were closer than ever to signing the Frenchman recently when they sent their second offer of 14 million. However, the French league side have now raised their valuation to 35 million to make bigger profit from the sale, despite the midfielder having less than a year remaining on his contract. So, is this open the door for us to get Fofana in?
Yes. This if I think this is the midfielder that we need to buy.
Why?
I just think he's got everything. We did a little thing on him, didn't we, half time?
We did.
Yeah, he's got everything, man. He's got everything that we needed in midfield, and for the price, I think it's something that we should get done. Yeah, AC Milan are gonna hate us, but fuck AC Milan. You know what I mean? They had their time when Gazetta football was on a Sunday. You know what I mean? It's big. It's bigger. It's higher than that now. It's bigger levels now. So, yeah, I think we should go in there, be aggressive, like we've been doing, and take him. Just take him. Don't worry. I don't think we have to worry about our midfield if we get him. I really don't believe that we worry about our midfield if we get him. I'd rather him than Ugarte. My first choice. He is my first choice central midfielder.
Wow. Thoughts, guys? Bath time. What do you think about this guy Fofana? Because Mr. B's raving about him. Oh, did you do a demonstration, like a presentation?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we looked at his stats, and the important ones, like I think crossover from France. Like he's very, very physical. He can recover space, which is vital, and he can win his aerial duels, which is vital. I personally don't think that this deal will get done because, like, going from 14 million to 35 million is too cheeky, I think, for Ineos. They know the player. Like, they're based at Nice. They'll have scouting reports on him. There hasn't been any real sort of drive to go out and get him. And I think Ugarte has turned out to be their top target. I would definitely go for Wesley Fofana. But what
Not
we
Wesley,
might see...
Yusuf
Fofana. Shout out to Wesley Fofana, though. What I would like to see is us get him instead of Amrabat.
Oh wow! Okay.
They've dropped the price for Amrabat as well to 13 million. There's a lot of price dropping this year, boy. They want to get these players out.
They've seen Amrabat play. They know
Stefan, what are you thinking about this big guy? He's Fofana. I don't know much about him, to be honest. But what do you know about Fofana? Is he worth it? 35 mil?
Well, I think when you look at it, like you were talking about deals getting done for 14 to 18 kind of million, all of a sudden United's name gets thrown in and it's 35 million. It's very, very cheeky stuff. And I think it is the kind of stuff that any of us would want to avoid. It does seem to be a bit of a policy that we're not going to be paying this United tax. That does seem to have been a thing for the last, 10 years or so. Clubs see us come knocking, they know that we'll eventually fall to their demands. But yeah, look, I like the player. I think anything in the round, maybe the sort of 20 million, just above maybe kind of mark, would be a fair valuation. He's got a year left in his contract. I would agree with Bath Time in the sense that he screams like a second midfield signing. If you got Fofana and somebody else, I think that would really make a difference. And you could go for different profiles. You could go for someone maybe who can progress the ball better from deep and be more of a possession oriented midfielder. And then you have Fofana on top of that. Different needs, different games and stuff. Or you could even play both, for instance. But I wouldn't be against the deal. I think AC Milan probably would hate us because we took Xerxes off them already. It looks like we might be thinking about Fofana, but it's one of those ones. If they can't get the deal done, it's an open market. We can just go in there and try to get him. So I would be very open to the signing, but I think just for the right price, and you don't want to break this illusion of the good business that we're doing so far in the market.
I'm sure on your channel you've covered Ugarte as well. So
Yeah.
we're going to sort of assess a couple of players today. A few comments first of all. Simon saying, looking at Fofana in the red top, I can see him in the red of Man United. Luigi saying, I cannot see Ineos paying 2.5 times his initial price. So
can I just ask that if Ineos have valued him at more than they're asking, I said the minimum, because I heard he was 21 mil. I was very surprised about the 14 million being agreed. So I had sort of that 25, 20, I'm sure it was 21 mil that they had agreed when we were looking on it before. If he's worth I mean, people are talking about overpaying. It's not expensive. 35 mil is not expensive. Is it just because they know we're in that they've added an extra 14 mil that people are saying, oh, blah, blah, blah with?
Yeah, it's like asking someone to pay £11 for a £10 note. Like the price has sort of like gone up and stuff.
Bath time. That's what they used to do with fake money. Remember, they used to produce fake money. You'd pay like a tenner, sorry, a £5 for a tenner or something.
Oh, is it? When was that? A Monday?
This is in
when photocopiers first came out.
And pound. You talk about the pound coins as well.
No, not pound coins. They used to do good notes. You've seen, because obviously you have to scan the notes these days.
Tell me I've seen them. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
You got your safeguarding stripes on now, have you? All right. Couple more comments here. So, Eddie, this is about Fofana. Fofana will be good for the chemistry link up with Euro. Lenny. I like to call him Lenny now. Simon's saying here, if we fail to get certain players, Ugarte, De Ligt, then it all means give the moths some air from the wallet and sign Fofana. Okay, I read that. Okay, Ed, how you doing? Ed Barrett, how you doing, bro? If we get Fofana, then we can also afford Amrabat. So he probably wants Amrabat there. Amrabat, I feel, will get sold, says Simon Warner. Save and sign. Couple more here. However, I see a 25 million euros as a fair price. Yeah, it's not too bad. Would be awesome if Amrabat could replicate his cup final performance, that Amrabat from the World Cup as well.
Do you think Amrabat has got that performance in him to play like how he played the last 4 games of the season?
No.
We had a season.
So it was a freak.
I disagree here because we saw him do it. So yes, he's got it in the locker. Like Amrabat's performance against France in the World Cup was a genuine stinker, by the way. Like I went back and watched it when he came. He was appalling in that game. But what we saw him doing all right in a system. Like he did his job. He helped us win a trophy. I'm very grateful to him. The question I think is if we get another player in, can we expect more from them? Because I think that what we saw from Amrabat is pretty much his ceiling. And that's why I think we should look at getting a different player in.
Okay, that leads me on quickly. Do you want to say hi to DK Wilson, who's from, Stefan? Where's he from in the States?
I think he is from Delaware this week.
He's from Delaware this week. Okay,
that's where Mr. B's from.
We're going to get ripped off if we sign the wrong players, as Andrew Williams. I want to say hi to a couple of people. Helge is back. Good evening, guys. He's saying, big up to you, man. Welcome back. And Legend is here. Quiet on the transfer market, he's saying there. And I could love a player like R9.
Come on now. You're saying quiet on the transfer market. We bought 2 players before we've left out. I mean, are we spoiling that? Do you remember what we normally do? We've gone out on tour, we get linked to Jesus Christ and his mum, and then we get nobody. So it's not a quiet one. We've done all right. We've done all right.
I'm going to add, Mr. B. You talked about Fofana, but I want to add something. I'm going to do a little bath time and give you a little graph to have a look at. This is Zubi. What's his name?
Zubimende.
Zubimende. Yeah. This is the graphic. I'm not very good at reading these, but you see the red is defensive stats, and there's the high one. There's percentage of aerial duels. So that's exactly what we need, isn't it?
Jesus Christ.
Can we assess
that a percentage?
Yep. 96%. Anyway, it's a bit small to read, so let's just give you a summary here. Unpacked his defensive prowess. In a detailed performance breakdown provided by whoever.
FB ref.
Okay. Defensive capabilities are notably highlighted over the last 365 days, which is a year. He excelled in various defensive metrics, particularly in blocks and clearances. His percentile rank in blocks towers at 96%, demonstrating defensive robustness that's critical for midfield stability. Moreover, his proficiency in clearances is marked at 77, reinforcing his ability to alleviate pressure from the back line effectively. Isn't this exactly what we want? Is that what we were looking at with Agarte's, Stefan?
Yeah, I do like the player. I think that compared to what I think like Ugarte might bring, I feel like Zubimendi maybe gives us more. I'm actually just kind of scrolling back because I'm pretty sure I sent something to Bath Time about things comparing Zubimendi to Ugarte. So he's better than Ugarte in terms of headers won, dribblers tackled, gives more fouls away per game. His passing accuracy is better. He's got lots more progressive passes as well, seemingly. So, in some of the key areas where we'd want stuff from that kind of player, he is good at winning the ball. He is good at reading the game. I'm not sure he's the most physical player if it comes to recovery of space and stuff. I'm not sure what his legs are like. I think maybe he tries to get himself into positions to deal with stuff, maybe more than recovering space. But I think he's a good option. I think the release clause might be an issue. I think it's something like 60 million euros. And I'm never too sure with how the Spanish league works in terms of the actual ban of players, because I know you have to go to the league. I think you have to pay stuff up front. But I'm not 100% sure. I actually think Bath Time might have said something to me about that. Sorry to throw you. Sorry to throw
That's
that
all right,
at you.
yeah. That's completely true.
Bath Time by this data here about.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like, I've seen Zubimendi play live. I saw United versus Real Sociedad a couple of years ago. Maguire and Ronaldo for the last 15 minutes as the two strikers. Donny van der Beek in the midfield. He got eaten alive by Zubimendi. I think he's an excellent player. My concern with him would be that he's kind of like Rodri light. So he plays similar to Rodri, and he needs a midfield partner. So John Stones is next to Rodri, and obviously in the Spanish team they've got Ruiz and so on. With that in mind, I think he's an excellent partner for Kobe. Like, I think that he allows Kobe to get forward. They can form a double pivot in two-phase play, in first and second phase play. Get Kobe up the pitch. I think he'd be a brilliant signing. The only concern is that when you go from France to the Premier League, it looks like physicals match up. When you go from Italy or Spain, there's question marks about it. He's not going to get 96% like heading rate in the Premier League. I can tell you that now, and that would be my only concern: is how good is he physically? But when you compare him to Ugarte and Amrabat, he's levels above in every metric that counts for a number 6 or a pivot player.
So, Mr. B, we've got Mendy, Zubimendi, Amrabat, and Ugarte. Can you put in order of your favourites so far with what we know about these players? Who would you be signing? Just in order.
Fafana first.
Yeah.
To be fair, I just hear about Zubimendi.
Yeah.
So I don't know how good he is or how bad
he came on in the cup. He came on in the Euro final to replace Rodri at half-time.
Oh shit! Oh, him.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, then yeah, I will take him. So I still Fafana. Fafana's not going to change. I'm definitely putting him second and Ugarte third. I mean, is it obviously? I'm asking all of you guys. I know you've got a preference. If we get your lowest preferred, whichever one they are, would you still be happy with the business that's been done because it's an era that we've covered, or would you rather the player had certain attributes to maybe excel from where he plays?
I think for me, Mr. B, it's I think I'd be all right with it, because when we look at like what we're looking for in the right back, like we're linked with Dumfries, Frimpong, Vanderson, I would like to see us get any of these midfielders in, plus the right back, because I think it changes the way we play, and we get nearer to whatever the hell is in that big shiny head of Ten Hag's. Ugarte would be my number one pick because I know I've got to be wrong about him. Like, I think he's Europa League at best.
You've cost him. You
So
we got linked with him. Yeah, you've linked with him. I know you were saying you want Ashworth to prove that he does know something about football.
We know that that's not the case.
Never forgive.
Never forget.
Yeah. So what's your order with the 4? So we got you heard what Mr. B said. He went with Fofana first, and then Zubimendi. What's your order?
I'll go Zubi, Fofana, Ugarte,
and Amrabat last, the Shetland pony.
Yeah.
Before we go to the comments, come to you, Stefan. What's your, in order, regardless of price and whatever, quality, what we need? What's your order of the 4 there?
I feel like I'm just going to be agreeing with bath time again, but genuinely,
Yeah.
I feel like
You always do.
like, it's like, I don't know, like he just keeps making points that I'm agreeing with it. It feels weird. But yeah, I would probably go Zubimendi. If we're not counting price and stuff in, it's like, if you give us the option between spending the rest of the budget on Zubimendi or getting Fofana and somebody else in, I think getting the 2 players in maybe makes more sense, right, in that case. But if we're completely just going for in terms of quality of the player, yeah, I'll go Zubimendi, Fofana, then Ugarte, and the pony at the bottom probably. So that
all right, it's half time, guys. We're going to the comments quickly. Tyron's saying he'd like Zubimendi. Amazing coup if we could do that. Obviously, Stefan was talking about the minimum fee, which is quite a high price. DK Wilson saying, just a thought, what it seems Amrabat has shown is in a limited and strictly confined role, he can excel. Outside of that defined role, he physically isn't up for the task. Big up to Kerwin. He's saying Amrabat is always getting a short stick, and then some fans say he's not good. He could be on that plane getting rhythm with the team, but unfortunately not again. So, good shout. Andrew Williams saying not good enough for me. Good enough for me. It's good enough for me. Talking about Zubimendi. Adam Wharton is my number one choice, says my brother, Kinde. Perfect partner for Kobe, good passer, and is tall and strong. We've got Simon saying sell Amrabat, get Zubimendi or Ugarte in. I want to say hi to Mark. How you doing, Mark? Welcome. He's saying here, Zubimendi, what we need for build-up play, break the lines with his great passing, and gives Bruno Fernandes more chances to be creative and to stay up high instead of joining in for build-up play. Just it's a quite informed comment there. I like that. We've obviously seen him play. I haven't seen enough of him to sort of make that sort of assessment. Would people prefer Zubimendi or Ugarte? We've asked the panel. They gave their order there.
You haven't given yours, though, Amondo.
I'd go Zubimendi, Ugarte, Fofana, and lastly, Amrabat. Zubimendi impressed me more in the few games I've watched him. That's Andrew Williams. Ugarte's defensive coverage can match the likes of Kante. Let's not underplay how valuable that would be for our team. That's from Kerwin as well. Wow, all these comments are flying in. We are going to move on, but that's all about Zubimendi. We've covered him, but maybe we go into more detail when bath time does it, because I'm terrible with this sort of data, and that's just a quick assessment there. So next story, guys, because it's half time. You've had your break and your oranges. We're going to talk about this now. As you know, this could be dragging on, but the Reds are to revive their.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Come on.
Hear me out. Listen, let me tell the story first, and then we reply. But listen to this, right? The Reds are to revive interest in long-standing Ten Hag target, following a campaign in which the Brazilian looked well past his best. That's Casemiro. The club are back on the football market, scouring for number 6 options. And as such, Football 365 has relayed fresh reports coming out of Spain this morning that claim the Reds have reignited their interest in Jong and submitted an irresistible offer in the hopes of finally luring him to Manchester United. One factor that could also sway the 27-year-old in United's favour is that they are also actively pursuing his compatriot, and that's Matthias de Ligt. bogus story? How do you
Yes.
feel about this? Have we given up on him?
Yeah.
Stefan, give us a little background story so we remind us what happened a couple of years ago when we tried to sign him and why fans are just turned off by this guy, even though he's a great player.
Yeah, it's nothing like overly complicated. He just didn't want to come to us, and he didn't want us, and it's like it was like we were just like flirting with this someone in the nightclub, and they're just not interested, and we just kept following them about, and they're just like no. But
work.
like that's what it felt like. We went to Barcelona, they needed cash, and they were like, "Oh, you're going to offer us like 70 million? Yeah, of course, no problem." And then it just never happened. I remember Richard Arnold, John Murda getting on a plane 2 or 3 times to go meet the guy. We pushed for it all summer. There was this guy who somehow got like Barcelona inside information on Twitch, and Jared Romero, and he used to like dance and stuff and go like things are getting hot, things are happening, and it goes all over Twitter and everything, and everybody was just like, when is this going to end? And he just never came. Like he didn't even want to come. So I don't know why we did that all summer. Like that was pretty indicative of our summer transfer policies. That we spent 3 months going after De Jong. Don't get him. Last week's window. Let's go buy Casemiro for £70 million. Like it kind of like whenever you look back on it, it's just like, what were we doing, man? Like who was running this club? But yeah, it's gotta be a bogus story. Surely at this point, it's gotta be bogus.
Mr. B, and we all know that Bartime holds a grudge, but do you hold a grudge against Frankie for what he did?
Yeah, I don't want us to go. I don't want us to go anywhere near him. I don't even want us to sign any players first name beginning with F, bro. I don't want anything to do with him. Yeah, that's his surname.
Oh, good one.
Yeah. Yeah, I as good a player as he is, I don't want us to go through the whole of that, the shit that we went through. As Stefan said, what sort of fuckeries did we have going on at the club? It made no sense. You can't just run down for that amount of time to not get them. So no, stay away from him. Obviously, Barca may well want to get rid of him, but as Stefan said, he ain't going nowhere. And he's getting paid his money now. All of that money that they backdated owed him, he's getting paid. So he's on a wedge at the moment. So no, leave him to rot in Barca with this shitty team, and we'll just move forward with somebody else.
Bath time is garbage story, is it?
Yeah, I'm just looking on Mundo at the moment, which is like the kind of Barcelona paper, and there's nothing here. There's stuff about Todibo going next summer. Like Aston Villa are trying to buy João Felix. Like nothing about Frankie here.
Good.
It's absolute bollocks, Alondo. Okay, we can dash that one and move on then, because I feel embarrassed now for bringing that up. Sorry, guys.
No, it's news. No, it's news.
Yeah, it is.
It's out there.
Let's see what the guys are saying quickly. There's a few comments there. Frankie didn't want to walk out on the 13 million Barca owed him, as Mr. B was
17.
saying. You're right, 17 million. Stephanie Griffin saying here, more chance of signing Frankie Boyle. And finally, De Jong's other half didn't fancy the weather in Manchester. Anyone who cannot decide his own destiny isn't worth United's time. Great player, but he had his chance. DK Wilson, in the absence of United news, create some. There you go.
Can I just say something to Tyrone on his last message?
Sorry,
they control it. If she doesn't want to go to Manchester, he's not going. So, as much as he might have acted of a bit of a blah blah. No, mate, he's they always win. So let's not a happy wife equals a happy home, mate. So she's happy in Spain, he'll stay.
That's what's going on with Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins is very, very unlikely to lead Aston Villa because his wife is really happy with their childcare, and they've just got a kid. So she said, "No, we're staying here for the child." And I think it's perfect. I think it's perfectly reasonable. To be honest.
Is he doing a Carl Walker? Because I've just seen him propose to someone on the beach.
Yeah, but who? Carl Walker? Have you seen it? Kyle Walker's got like 6 kids. He's
Yeah,
doing
that's what I
nothing
mean.
like Kyle Walker.
Yeah, but you said his wife. But I've seen Ollie Watkins propose to a woman on.
Well, his partner then. Like,
Oh, right. Okay. I thought he was. Yeah. All right.
He thought he was out there doing shenanigans, yeah?
Well, I don't know. I just don't know what's going on.
and it was, there's no beaches in Birmingham. What's he doing? That
Only the ball ring. It's not very romantic. Ed, Barrett, how you doing? Frankie is the epitome of
epitome.
Epitome.
It reads epitome.
Yeah, but wind and wind are the same word pronounced differently. So
I'm
you
having a
winded
bad
me up.
day. Who's posted tomorrow? Yeah, 750 per week plus bonuses. All right, any other comments? All right, keep them coming, guys. Keep them going. Andrew loves Ollie Watkins. Yeah, his stock has gone up after the Euros, hasn't it? Says Simon Warner. All right, here's one that Bath Time's going to love. But I'm going to make Bath Time come last in this one.
Okay.
Story, because Bath Time always talks about this young man. Look at this. Stefan. Why are United considering Trevoh Chalobah? Valued in the region of 25 million. Chalobah's versatility, being able to play both centrally and at right back, make him an almost ideal suitor for what Ineos Chiefs are looking for. Wan-Bissaka has been tipped to complete a move away for several weeks now, and the common graduate can provide coverage for Diogo Dalot when needed across the term. It remains to be seen if United will accelerate their interest by sending a proposal Chelsea's way. It's not. If not, Fulham, Newcastle, AC Milan, Borussia Dortmund will be waiting in the wings, considering their own pursuits. What do we think about this guy? Because I've trashed him when and bumped it with Bath Time in the past. But 25 mil, he ticks all the boxes for age and all that kind of thing. But is he that good? Can he play right back? I'm not sure. Stefan, over to you. Chalobah.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one. You know, this could be something that if we wanted it to get done and he wanted to come, it could get done. Like, we've had a decent relationship in terms of buying Chelsea players recently. You know, we've got Mount, we've had Matic, we've had Mata in the last sort of like 8 or 9 years, I guess. So the relationship's kind of there. They might need a sell depending on their FFP as well, because he will go through as a homegrown player. But you know, as a player, yeah, he's covered at right back before. He's played in the back three before. He seems pretty decent on the ball. He wins his headers. I don't think he's anything exceptional or like you would compare him to like Euro or someone of that their kind of caliber. Obviously, he's a little bit older, but as a squad option, as someone who would come in, maybe cover 2 positions as well, centre back and right back, it might make sense. You know, we might start to look a little bit more versatile if we don't have the budget to say sign a backup fullback on the right hand side and backup left back or another backup centre back. If you can get one guy to cover like 2 of those, that's going to help your squad out a lot. But that's pretty much my thoughts on it. I'm not actually as familiar with the guys as should be probably, but
Mr. B, because obviously Barthel's going last. He's always bigging this guy up. What are your thoughts on Trev?
I wasn't fond of him. I think it was more because Chelsea wanted to get rid of him, and I couldn't understand why. I still don't understand why. Now, talking to a couple of Chelsea season ticket holders over the last couple of weeks, Chalobah's name came up, and they're in disbelief. They're in disbelief why a player of that level is being moved out of the club. They said he doesn't cause any aggro. When he plays on the pitch, he always gives 100%, but it's not just 100% effort doing nothing like Scott. It's proper effort where he's actually benefiting the team. I mean, I didn't realize that he could play in 2 positions. For that price and the fact that he's homegrown, I think it would be a pretty good signing for us, to be fair. But again, what is the reason why Chelsea will get rid of him? You know, could there be something going on in the background side of it? I mean, look, if they don't get rid of him, he's going to end up going on a free. So they've got to try and get him out of the club. And he's not going on tour with them. They're leaving him at home. Yeah, they're actually leaving him at home. So maybe less than 25. You know, they've shown their hand. You know, they've shown their hand. They don't want him. They don't want him. So why go in there with a 25 million bid for a player that they don't want? And it's blatantly that they don't want if they've left him at home. At least, you know, all right, we don't want Sancho, but he's involved in a little bits and pieces to make it look like, oh, he's back under the wing when we all know we're going to be fucking him off soon. So, but I would take Chalobah for that price. I would take him.
Okay, over to the expert on Trev. You bath time. You've been raving about this guy for a long time now, haven't you?
Yeah, I really like Chalobah. I think some of the key things about Chalobah is it's going to be very difficult to find a character as good as him. He has been the England captain at every level until the senior side. Like, he is definitely a leader. I think he's by far Chelsea's best defender, and he can also play in 3 positions. Yeah, I think he's their best centre back. You look at Alex Diassi, Badashile. Like, I don't think they come close to Chalobah. Like, he's played about 50 games in France, and about a third were at defensive midfield. I'm not saying that we should play him there, but I think you'd get comparable and probably better performances from him than you would from Amrabat, for example, in that role. He's a fantastic passer of a football. He's always stood out to me as one of the best in the Premier League. He's incredibly strong. He's powerful. He's extremely good as a wide centre back. Like, we always talk about, like, Chelsea play 3 at the back and United play 4. None of that really matters because we will have 3 central defenders at the back in that 3-1 system. And for 25 million, it's just a slam dunk for us. He's homegrown, good attitude, experience in the Premier League, experience in continental football, a great character. I think he'd be a brilliant signing. I'm not saying he starts, but he instantly raises the quality of our defence up. He's better than Lindelof, for example. Okay. I'd be delighted to get him in.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm really
sold, boy.
I need to go and look at him. This endorsement.
What were the Chelsea season ticket holders saying, Mr. B? Because do they think he's their best defender?
I didn't ask that, to be fair. They just don't understand. They just don't understand why he's going, because every time he's played, he's been superb. He said they said they can't remember him ever letting them down in a game that they've played or coming on with the wrong attitude. So it's strange. It's strange. I said it's the homegrown thing. Somebody did put something about the homegrown earlier on. Do you think that's messing up football? Because obviously you want your homegrowns to be homegrowns. You're like me then in that regards, that there should be some sort of, I'm not saying there should be a protection, but
they should.
I want Manchester United players to come through the youth ranks and play.
Yeah.
It just seems that they're cutting that avenue off.
I think what it is, Mr. B, right, is that we have a very different relationship with our academy to, like, other clubs, like all the way back to the Busby Babes and Munich and so on. What happened with Chelsea is that I think Chelsea were basically getting a loan of £1 million a week from Abramovich during their time. And to make themselves, to make themselves profitable, they used to get De Bruyne's and Salah's in that youth academy. They had this big loan system and it would generate huge profits. City are doing exactly the same thing, where they're balancing the books with it. And when we go back to Mondo's boy, Chido, I think that this is the commodification and exploitation of youth players, where they're just essentially now accountancy notes. And I'm really pleased that United, I mean, for example, Tim Fosu Mensah, who was with us, he's been out for a year, injured, by Leverkusen. He's like their Malacia, essentially. And I believe that Mickey Cox is still in contact with him, who's the head of our academy. And I think that all throughout the Glazer years, the one thing we did right was sort of keeping the academy under good hands with him and Nicky Butt. And I hate what's happening, where at sort of 14, under 14s, under 15 levels, there's all this poaching going on and all these things. It's really unseemly. I'd much prefer it if we didn't have, like, this kind of, like, Trevoh Chalobah's been at Chelsea since he was 8, and they're trying to force him out because essentially they are now a bank that is running a football club. And I think it's horrible, and the rules should change.
It's the same with Gallagher. It's the same with Gallagher as well. If they could have got the money for Gallagher last year, they would have got him. So it's weird.
Okay, Guys, let's do the comments on this Trevoh guy because there's a lot of good comments coming through. 25 likes. Thanks, guys. Keep them coming. I've always liked Trevoh, says Andrew Williams. Chalobah would be a plus for me, says Kerwin. Bilal saying, I don't like the Manchester weather either, and he lives there. Yes, he's very good at right back, Andrew Williams. Thank you. I didn't know that. I really didn't know. Why sign another Chelsea Mount? Mount was bad enough, says Simon Warner. We've got 25 mils of steel from Tyrone. We've got Chalobah, new roomie from Mason Mount, Stephen Griffiths, Ed Barrett saying that sounds like an agent sell pitch. Moving down quickly to get this done. Chalobah never been a Chelsea starter, that's why. That's from Bilal. Kerwin saying a fantastic size for a player, certainly competent, has potential to give you a AAA performance on his day. That rhymes. Andrew Williams saying, I agree with Chelsea fans. He is really solid. Emma's, how you doing, Emma? Chelsea got a bunch of defenders, though. He's probably the easiest to sell because we asked the question, why? DK Wilson saying, Mr. B, McTominay, and dislike. Never far from right. This is good. They're agreeing. Andrew Williams saying, Darius convinced me. He's on my list.
Oh.
Versatility is key. He's perfect. This is becoming the Amrabat agenda, not the Man United agenda. Ed is saying here, Barthelme is pitching for his Sunday League team. And Emma saying, I assume he'd also be a positive person to have around the squad, as that was mentioned earlier. Tyrone saying, very passionate for Barthelme regarding Trevoh. Yeah, that was a great speech, bro. Yeah. Really good speech. And I'm actually convinced now. I want to say hi to Table. He said, Mr. B. Yes, your brother, your brethren there. Simon saying, let him show the manager what he's all about. So that's all about Trevoh. Chalobah. Hi to Chat Sports as well. How you doing? All right, guys, bit of fun we're coming with now to continue the show. Hang around, people, because we've got some versus battles. And I'm going to start with you, Stefan. I'm going to give you 30 seconds on my clock and to give a summary.
And Monday hasn't told us anything about that.
All right. I'm going to flash up. Here we go, Stefan. No pressure. Okay. I'm going to flash up an image. It's a versus battle. I want you to talk about the two players and tell me which one is better and why. Are you ready?
Okay. I thought this was like a rap battle. I heard verses. I'm like, what?
You can rap it if you want. You can rhyme
it.
No,
I'll be rapping, man.
First one. Let's go. Let's make it snappy because the other guys got to jump as well. Guys in the comments as well. Bilal wants a rap battle. But guys in the comments, I want you guys as well to spell out who wins this battle.
If we got Kobe and I don't have glasses. Who's
Nicky Butt?
Nicky Butt.
Kobe Mainu.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Nicky Butt has achieved more in the game. I think that's a very easy thing to say. Kobe's probably got the potential, the experience. You listen to what people of that kind of generation who played in those teams have actually said about Manu. You know, you look at what Scholes has said, what Roy Keane has said. They'll think he's absolutely fantastic. The potential is through the roof with Manu. And I think he's got the head and his shoulders. He's got the attributes in terms of his skills, but his mentality is really, really solid. He looks good.
Who you going for? You going who?
Kobe.
Mr. B, yeah. 30 seconds starts now.
I'm taking Kobe because I've him on my ball. Nicky Butt's never been one of my out of the players who came out at that time. Nicky Butt may have had an important role, but he was my least favoured. I mean, maybe if the others weren't there, then he would have been higher up the list. So I'm going to take Kobe. Okay,
you got 5 seconds left, but it's okay. Bath time. 30 seconds starts now.
Treble winner versus FA Cup winner. Nicky Butt, class 92, probably the weakest player. Kobe, without doubt, the shining star of 2024. As a player, I'd probably take Kobe over. I'd definitely take Kobe over Nicky Butt, but I don't want to do Nicky Butt down. He was Pele's player of the World Cup in 2002. I liked him. I like him as a footballer. He did a very funny overhead kick at Newcastle United. But in terms of talent, it's Kobe Mainu all the way.
Okay, there you go. You can see in the comments what's going on. Nicky Butt was carried by other players in his generation. Bilal's gone with our boy Mainu. Mainu here as well. Nicky Butt can't do a full 90. Mainu says Simon Warner. It's a good one here. Battler versus composure. I think Nicky Butt's not getting respect on his name.
Yeah.
How much did you pay for Butt, Mr. B? Anyway, let's move on. All right, I'm gonna start with you, bath time. 30 seconds on this.
That is Henningberg, the first 2 times, the first player to win 2 Premier Leagues at different clubs versus Victor Lindelof, a man who dresses up as a girl sometimes and hasn't won a great deal. I'd have to go with Henningberg. He is a treble winner, and Victor Lindelof has never really fulfilled his potential.
So it's based on being a treble winner.
I can't really look past it. It's one of the greatest moments in our club.
Okay, so you've gone with Henningberg. Mr. B, 30 seconds starts now.
Yeah, I'm taking Berg over Lindelof. I could talk about the treble, but no, I just don't think Lindelof's good enough. To be fair, he gets dominated in virtually every game he plays. And I don't remember I say I don't remember. Henningberg seemed to have had that attitude where he wasn't going to get dominated. He said, look, he's part of the treble winning as well. So yeah, I'll go with Henningberg.
It's unanimous in the comments so far for Berg. Let's see what Stefan has to say about this. Any difference?
Yeah, I'll go with Berg. Anybody over 6 foot, anybody who can jump, anybody who has an ounce of muscle on them, bullies Victor Lindelof on the pitch. So for me, I'm going to be taking Henningberg. Lindelof's got some qualities. He's decent on the ball, but I mean, you can't have a centre back who's just not that strong at any of the defensive traits. That's my opinion.
Wow, but Henningberg's getting respect on his name, most certainly. All right,
who are you picking?
I'd pick Henningberg just because Bath Time told me a stat that who was the first player. I'll tell you, he was the first player to win 2 Premier Leagues with 2 different sides, Blackburn and obviously Man United as well. So Henningberg gets it for me. All right, Mr. B, I'm starting with you on this one. Guys in the comments, you've all gone Berg, so I'm not going to read them out. Guys in the comments, tell me about this one. Mr. B, 30 seconds starts now.
Phil Neville?
Yeah.
Hello, bruv. I'll keep this one short, man. I'm taking Dallo.
Dallow's better than Phil Neville, yeah?
Yeah, I'm taking him over him. Phil Neville was just Gary Neville's brother, wasn't he? So I'm taking Dallo. Phil Neville, well, did good career when he left Everton captain, which means he had something in him. But I'm taking Dallo all day.
So Mr. B thinks Dallow's a better player. Stefan, coming to you. Phil Neville.
I'll be back. I'm coming. I'll be back.
No problem.
I'm going to go for Dallo. I think Phil Neville's a little bit before my time, but my dad watched plenty of Phil Neville, and he always said he was a jack of all trades, but he was a master of none. He played kind of everywhere, never really nailed down a position, went to Everton, had a long career there. I think Dallo is probably just a better player in terms of what he can do in that right back position. Not that he's perfect, but I'll go Dallo.
Okay, so Dallo, we've got 2 for Dallo right now. Coming to you, Bath Time. Phil Neville at right back, or are you playing Dallo? Who's a better player?
I think I'm going Phil Neville. Why? He's a treble winner. He's part of our most successful teams ever. He's won Premier Leagues. A great attitude. Could play all over the pitch. Dalot's a good player, but he hasn't come anywhere near the levels of Phil. And I just can't look beyond what he's done from the club. He's a youth academy graduate that went on to win a treble. I can't possibly pick Trevoh over that.
Okay. Well, Mr. B's taking a little time out. It's pressure's too much for him. Andrew Williams is saying Dallo had a great season last season, but ultimately I don't rate him. A lot of people saying Phil. We've got Chat Sports saying Phil. We've got Phil Neville, Steady Eddie. That's from Tyrone. Simon saying agreed. Dallo Neville is a boring pun. We've got Phil Neville, bossed Arsenal elite midfield. Yeah, he played there sometimes. Have nightmares of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer picking the Malagoff twins every weekend. And Phil Neville, better at cricket as well. Yeah, they were good cricketers, weren't they? So Phil wins that one. It's unanimous. All right, over to you, Stefan. This is a good one. Good one. Guys in the comments, summary, who's the better player? Who wins this battle?
Oh, my God.
Oh. Okay.
30 seconds starts now.
This is a difficult one because, as we know, being from Ireland, there is always going to be a certain thought. Vidic, obviously, complete legend of the club. You know, we can throw everything he's won, how he carried himself on the pitch. Honestly, I'll probably have to go for Vidic simply because he was my time, and yeah, it's kind of hard to judge players when you haven't seen them, like, you know, every single week. So that's going to be my excuse here for making a decision.
So the Irish, well, the Northern Irish traitor has gone against McGrath. I'm surprised by that.
That's a political one there.
Yeah, don't call him a traitor.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways, I'll take that back.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Mr. B, save me.
Yeah,
Got Paul McGrath against Vidic.
I love Vidic.
Who is the better player? Who wins this?
I love Vidic, but McGrath, for somebody who didn't train, people need to remember his knees were that bad that he didn't train. He used to just get in massage during the week and then play like a superstar. I'm going to take McGrath. I'm going to go McGrath.
Okay. You still got a little 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, I'll stick with him.
You stuck with it.
Yeah.
You've logged that one. Half time. 30 seconds starts now. Vidic or McGrath?
I go for Vidic for the cop-out reason that I've never really seen Paul McGrath play. Vidic was a club captain. He won Champions League, is one of the most exciting parts, one of the key parts of one of our best partnerships and one of the best teams that we've produced. Paul McGrath, however, is someone who gave his body to the club and should be regarded in very, very high terms. But it's Vidic, just off recency bias, I suppose.
Okay. Guys in the comments, McGrath was really good, to Andrew Williams. McGrath was unbelievable, also played in midfield. We deserve better saying Vidic, but have massive soft spot for McGrath as well.
Did he play midfield? I didn't know he played midfield.
Yeah, he did for Man United a lot, and for Ireland. Bilal saying here, wait, because they had McCarthy and Moran that period of time, so he was playing in midfield. Way before my time, McGrath, same with United philosophy. Vidic versus Paul McGrath says just Vidic. That's from Stephanie Griffiths as well. McGrath, if he could run as well. I'd go Paul McGrath. I think McGrath's more world class in my opinion. He's a fantastic player, and he won the Player of the Year in 1993, I believe it was, for Villa. Yeah, well class. I went
so
to
not for us.
Well, yeah, not for us because Fergie got rid of him and that drinking culture, but. To me, he's a proper world-class centre-back, in my opinion. And I went to Lansdowne Road for his testimonial.
Did you?
Was there? Yeah, this is a long time ago. The year Arsenal won the FA Cup, 98 was, and Anelka scored. Yeah, so Paul McGrath. All right, do you want a couple more, guys? Or the last one?
I just want to know, Monday, if it, Tyrone's got a really good comment of Vidic versus Stam, which I think is a more interesting one.
Stam all day.
Stam
all day.
I agree. Stefan?
Again, kind of before my time, but I'll probably go Stam because I feel like when do you ever hear Fergie regret selling a player? I think that factors into it as well. So I'll probably just edge it to Stam maybe.
Add a better song as well.
True.
Mr. B?
Yeah, Stam. I'm taking Stam. I love Vidic, but Stam, yeah, he was a proper defender.
Okay. All right, guys. This is the last one for the night. 30 seconds on bath time, starting now.
Is that Kanchelskis?
It is indeed.
Versus Nani. I always thought Solo looked a little bit like Nani, so I'm probably going to go for Nani over Kanchelskis. Kanchelskis, though, was the foundation of our Premier League years. I think actually I go for Kanchelskis over Nani. Nani was a bit frustrating. He got us knocked out of Europe with that red card against Real Madrid in Fergie's last season.
You think it was a red card?
Yeah. Yeah, he did showboat against Arsenal, but I think Kanchelskis, because he's the basis of the team that started to dominate the league, I'll go with him.
I'm going to go with you, Stefan, and lastly, Mr. B. Stefan, 30 seconds. Nani versus Kanchelskis. Who wins?
I'll probably go Kanchelskis. Again, it's a little bit before my time, but I've seen back lots of clips and lots of videos. I remember Nani very, very well. Obviously all the talent, but really frustrating, so inconsistent. Got a lot of injuries as well, seemingly. He had this one really good season, I think it was 2010, when Ronaldo left, and he kind of like came into it a little bit, but that was about the peak of it and just never really fulfilled the potential he had. So I'll go with Kanchelskis.
Mr. B, you settle this.
I'm gonna go Kanchelskis. I'm gonna go Kanchelskis. We were on holiday in Ayia Napa when we bought Nani and Anderson in the same window, didn't we? And I had no idea who Nani was. I'll be honest, I had no idea. And, you obviously you with your mates and your bantering, we bought this world-class player, blah, 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 to wind them up. Obviously, we bought fucking pie-eating Anderson. And I don't think he really fulfilled what I thought he was going to bring. I think he flattered to deceive a lot of time. Had all the ability, but then was he in Ronaldo's shadow? Could it have been he was in Ronaldo's shadow?
Yep, good shout.
But yeah, I'll take Andre. I'll take Andre Kanchelskis. A proper 4-4-2 winger. The formation that I was brought up in, the position that I started playing in. So yeah, I'll always have a soft spot for Andre. So yeah, I'll go Kanchelskis.
You know what? The comments are tending to agree with you. Even though a lot of us might not remember Kanchelskis, I think he scored something like 17 goals from right midfield one season. I don't know. Anyone in the comments know he scored a number of goals, just being direct and running. And he did that little move. He stood on the ball that time, didn't he? But yeah, it's disappointing to see him leave because he gave us that balance with Giggs on the left and him on the right. What a great player. And I'm not disrespecting Nani, but I would also go Kanchelskis as well. Direct, scored goals, effective. That's what you want to see. And yeah, big up Andrew Williams talking about the Ukraine mob.
He played for loads of them, didn't he? Play for 3 different countries, Kanchelskis?
Yeah, that's a quiz question, isn't it? Played for the Soviet Union, played for Russia, and then they played for
is it the USSR or something?
Yeah, okay.
Or Ukraine?
It might be like Ukraine or was it?
I don't think no, it wouldn't be Ukraine. It was Russian, definitely Russian.
CCCP or something?
Yes, CIS is it? I'll have to look that up. But yeah, guys, that was the versus battle. Can we do another versus battle? Let's go bath time versus Mr. B. 30 seconds on you, Stefan. Magic.
What are you doing? Are you having a stroke?
All right, that's enough. That's enough. We're going to wrap it up now, guys. Don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for the interaction once and all. And you guys tend to agree with us on the versus battle. We'll be doing that again. Stefan, United philosophy. If you're not subscribed, guys, make sure you do that right now. Talk to us, Steph.
Yeah, exactly, guys. Should be live tomorrow at 7 if you guys want to come and hang out on my channel. And yeah, we just go through all the comments, go through the stories and see what might be true, what's probably not true. And best thing is you can always watch both shows. Agenda's 9 o'clock. I'm at 7 o'clock. Sometimes I'm on both shows.
You're on tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow.
It's the big one tomorrow.
I haven't prepared, but yeah, it will be a big one. All right, guys. We'll talk backstage about that. Guys, thank you so much. Quickly, Andrew's asking you, Andrew, Darius, how much would you pay for Butt?
I get it for free, Andrew, but you're welcome to see it at any office.
So I would say, what a great stream. Always look forward to this fun stream. Good night, guys.
Thank you, man.
Thank you very much. Big up, everyone. Agile Beast as well. See you later. We're back tomorrow, usual time, and that's definitely after the United Philosophy at 7 o'clock. Yeah. Good night.
7 o'clock. Yeah.